Man,
Yeah,
my own
you
friend.
have submitted your credentials.
Very well.
Do you have to share with us with regards to your nomination?
Okay, I am very much overwhelmed. I say, Auzubillahi minash shaitani rajim. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. I thank each and every one of you here, but my thanks and praises go back to my original place where I belong to, my constituency, which is Fonyi Jarol, that I am going to represent at the National Assembly come 2022.
Yeah.
Yes, so I can inform my electorate and also the Gambia at large that a new dawn of system have emerged in the Gambian politics, and nobody should be left behind, because I can see a lot of people participating in today's politics are people that are belonging to the young generation, and we have 65% of our population which is representing the young population. So definitely we have to move forward and move the Gambia forward to better the Gambia and move forward as a nation.
As you rightly said, you said a lot of people are paying for this position in your constituency.
Right.
What makes you think that you're the best candidate for your constituency?
One, I am a universal person because I am Fula, I am Mandinka, I am Jola. I have all these connections right into my system. So I feel I'm the best candidate to represent the people of Fonyi Jarol.
I think this still doesn't answer my question.
Come again.
If you're elected, what type of representative will you be at the parliament?
I will be a representative of 100%. So I will be there to represent my people and the Gambia at large. Because I know my people, I live with them, and I feel what they are going through. And there's a lot of things that we are engaged in right now. Representing them at the National Assembly will definitely boost their morals high for a proper representation.
Mamadou Ba, what are your plans for the people of Fonyi Jarol?
Principally, number one, Fonyi Jarol, as we are talking today, obviously we went through a lot of things. Like politically, I want to bring everybody on board because my slogan is a caravan, a moving caravan. That caravan is not excluded to anybody. It involves all the tribes and the young and the old that are living in Fonyi Jarol. So, in essence, I have a big package of development orientation, development message, cooperation, and social responsibility, especially for the young generations.
Can you be specific to point them out?
Okay, number one, the youths, considering where I come from, the Fonyi Jarol, where I come from, the proximity between Fonyi Jarol and the Greater Banjul area is just 1 hour, 30 minutes drive. We want to go back home and do something better. And in doing that, you have to capacitize the youth. In capacitizing them, you need to train them, you need to open them, and you need to touch base with the relevant authorities that are responsible for the betterment of the youth.
From the clearing agents to politics, tell me what motivated you to be a politician. And also, if you are elected to represent your people, what would be your first priority if you are elected in the office?
Thank you so much. My clearing agent does not have anything to do with my representation at the National Assembly, because the National Assembly representation is a call for national duty. My job as a clearing agent, that is my personal. Now what I'm trying to put in place here is, my first target is to make sure I have a caravan, involve all the youths, go around, make sure I bring them all together, formulate kind of think tanks, because for Jarol you have a lot of intellectuals with divergent views and opinions. Bring all those people on board, diagnose what are the problems of Fonyi Jarol, what do we need, and the way forward.
And it has been a fragile region during this region.
Say it again?
A fragile region under this region.
Right.
Do you think if you are elected, you will be able to maintain peace?
This is why I go in independent, because I am Mandinka, I am Fula, I am Jola. All these people were affected. Me being the candidate for Fonyi Jarol, if elected, I will bring everybody on board because I have it with the people. So I think I'm the best candidate for this job.
All right, thank you.
Thank you so much.
So what are the previous experiences that qualify you for the position of an MP?
Previous experiences?
That qualify you for the position of an MP?
Okay, I'm into social mobilization, like, my village, my constituency, whatever activity is there. If not, I'm number one, then I'm number two. I'm never behind. And everybody knows that about me. So me being at the forefront as a National Assembly will also better me to bring everybody on board, because they would say, oh, this guy, he does that project, he's part of that, he's associated to that. That alone will motivate people to come on board.
And finally, on my side, what is your final message to the people of Fonyi and the Gambia by extension as far as this election is concerned?
My final message is to say, let us give justice to the election. Let us give merit and the cap to who it fits. That is my final message. Let us respect the ethics of the election and respect the constitution of this country. Thank you so much.
Joni ko hoddu min pokkiri ni kulle de fo mbaɗama submission fo waɗi ɗo kay minen ɗaɓɓa duwa e ñaagu e Allah faabo men komin paala ko Allah faabo men Allah walla men.
Joni ko hondo yakorɗa an honini Mamadou o si gagnima hondo ɗaminiɗa Mamadou wawata wallugo no constituency mon ɗo?
Well, Mamadou mino mbo yakore a bere because Mamadou mi liggodde e mum e nder tundu e Foñi Jarol e sintete hoore mum min mbaɗi projet ji kewɗi ɗi gandiranɗa o meeɗa heed ɓaawo to heɗani yeeso tan ando o heɗata ɓaawo kadi te o mino andi o waɗi contribution ji kewɗi ɗi gandiranɗa fof ko projet ji pour sare nde no sare nde liggora e yimɓeɓe ko weltinta yimɓe dal kala ko waɗa Mamadou Mboton mayde heeɓi an Mamadou Mboton kafu waɗi an Mamadou Mboton de dega neɗɗo ko ha ɗon tan neɗɗo dal taɗo darano leydi ma wona ndaara sengo woto kala ko waɗi mette mbaɗi pore hen ti belaɗe waɗi onon fof poti hen ɗum woni neɗɗo hadde noon minen mbo kooli te hoolare nde ha joni dega minen ɗum kooli ko hadde noon min ƴettimbo.
Haɗa sikki Mamadou gagnoro?
Mino sikki Mamadou gagnoro 100% sure. Mino jogi that hope because ko jikku o gagnata ɗum neno waddarani yimɓeɓe interaction o hakkude mum e yimɓeɓe ɗi laaɓi ɗi weeli ɗi yimɓeɓe ɓe ɗum kooli te dega hoolare noon to woni foof andu jikkete ɗon inchallah.
A jarama mawɗon.
jarama mi weltima jarama.
Yawol jarama.
Alhamdulillah. Haɗa wawi haalande indema an woni hombo he ko honɗum tagui ha garɗaga?
Min woni Hawa Sow Sintet Fulakunda Foñi Jarol. Ko Mamadou Ba min daggini gay ko independent candidate ko on min ɗowri wadgol nominate.
So nomination o waɗama hondu yiiɗa nomination o hantima walla waɗi ko heddita?
O hantima o waɗama o hantima jam ɗo kay ala ko woni toon ko hawrani foof ɗi hawri.
Joni hondu yakorɗa Mamadou so Allah waɗi o gagnima hondu yakorɗon ono constituency mo Foñi Jarol to fof ko hondu yakorɗon?
Minen gandi o addaten kawral abeti sabu ɓay ko neɗɗo jiɗɗo kawral te o larani sukalel o larani mawɗo fof ko hunde wotere o waɗi ɗum cukalel amangel fof ko hawridir ɗum te mino andi e leydi amen Foñi Jarol he sukaɓe ɓe tigui ɓe ɗum mbaɗi support abeti because ko jiɗɗo hay sukaɓe ko wawa yaadu eyyi ko noon.
Joni so yi to Foñi Jarol to kewɓe heeɓe daari pour wonko candidate Mamadou kadi hen tawa homo tawa e ɓen haɗa sikki Mamadou gagnoro?
Ko ɗum woni ɗaminare amen ɓaynama ko ɗum yimɓeɓe fof ɗamini ko ɗum woni ɗaminare amen pour o gagnoto ko ɗum woni minen komin miiji dal ko o gagnoto ha.
An Mamadou ko hondu hema?
Min komi nene mum si galle amen o jibina ɗo ndesami ɗo ko gorko am ko baba muɗum.
A jarama nen.
Moƴƴi a jarama.
Aleykum andi a jarama.
Salam jam tan hono mbaɗɗen?
Andi hoɗo wawi haalande indema hondu addumaga?
Min komi wiire Fatou Ba from Sintet Fulakunda ko gorko am waɗareno ɗon nomine tan ko ɗum addi kam.
Gorko ma hono wiyete?
Mo wiye Mamadou Ba Mamadou Emej Ba.
Ay Fulakunda hande to hono wiyete Foñi Jarol to heɓe heewi dariɓe kon pour waɗe ko contest ɗo élection ɗo Mamadou kadi hen tawa haɗa sikki Mamadou o gagnoro?
Mino sikki o gagnoro kayde wona bo mino sikki ko o gagnoro because yimɓeɓe fof ko kamɓe mbaɗi support wallahi because mbo heɓi support tasde tigui te pari ko wiya ko nominiji ɗi ko 300 kam heɓi more than 300 te mino heɓi full hope o daɗo waɗat min.
Joni si Allah waɗi Mamadou gagnima hondu ono constitution mon hondu yakorɗon ɗamin da Mamadou wawatamo wallude?
Mamadou kay o wawat wallu yimɓe ko heewi because kam kay ɗo wonɗo mbo heɓi ballal kewgal mbo hakkille mum e ko faala waɗan ɗumani Foñi Jarol especial youths ɗi because ɓen ɓurti ɗum wat nominate mbo heeɓi ko heewi ko faala wallu ɓen.
Ayo a jarama fos leydi.
A jarama.
You have your ID or pass? Yeah. It will be on the table for anybody to come and look at. If they have any objection, they will bring their objections up and we will notify you. So you'll have to come and clarify whatever issues there are. If there is none, and also with the verification of your nominees, which will be ongoing. If everything goes according to what's required, we will call you to give you an acceptance of your nomination. From that point in time, you are now a candidate, okay? We're giving you also a receipt for the 5,000 that you deposited, okay? Keep it properly. In the event you have to come back for your money, you need to bring us this receipt because we need to file them back, okay? I wish you all the best and congratulations. Yeah.
The responsibility is lawmaking, you understand? And to advocate betterment for your people. That's the bottom line. And to make good laws that will govern us properly. Like you are seeing Gambia in this country, Senegal occupying the rivers, you understand. You've seen price inflation all over. And is it that we have no solution over these realities? It is time for the young people to take up the challenge and make a difference.
If you take up the challenge, what do you think you will do to tackle those issues?
To tackle those issues is critical thinking, analyzing and telling the people that it is national interest that matters, no matter the circumstance.
Finally, Mr. Baji, what do you have for the Gambians? Yeah.
Finally, what I have for the Gambia is like, my people, I wanted the entire nation to feel how we felt when we had this accident, specifying the accident that occurred. Because last Friday, I can tell you, if you were at BRIKAMA hospital, you will have seen the desperation, the devastation that my people were feeling, you understand, including myself. Young teacher died, you understand. And the other guy just went for the naming ceremony. On his way back, he also died before reaching the combos. So definitely it was sudden. We have to take 7 people to bury them at one place. Such was the occurrence of the day. And it was very, very sad. So I want to create an avenue wherein we will have charity foundation so that we can support all our people, whether I win elections or not, so that we support them morally, spiritually, physically, in all forms, because they need our moral support as of now. And I am calling on all the donors, whoever can help us, to support us with finance, and we will make sure that we create this foundation for our people. Because you can see their condition. As I speak to you now, I'm emotionally moved, indeed. Call me honorable. I am already an elected member, inshallah. I have no doubt. I am already honorable. Yes.
You're very much sure that you will win this election.
I am not a loser, sister, in all the senses.
You're the right candidate for your constituents.
Look at how brilliant I am in my face and appearance, how I answer to your questions.
So you answer my question today. Why do you think you're the right candidate for your constituents?
Why? Because my people are choosing me.
Your people are choosing you.
Yes, my answer may not be
There are
best.
other aspirants there as well. So why do you think you are the best among all of them?
Among all of them, I am the youngest.
But here, you submitted your credentials as an independent candidate. Yeah, tell us something about your nomination before we go into detail.
Thank you very much. I'm thanking the journalists and my delegation and the people of my constituency. This National Assembly is about nation building. So that's why we need good people to sit and make our laws. That's what motivated me. Thank you.
Have you submitted all the required documents?
Indeed, I've submitted more than enough. I've got more than 400 nominees, so I'm comfortable.
All right. What are some of your plans that you already have for your people?
I just lamented that the National Assembly is where people make their laws, where the constituency is being represented and issues about this country is being discussed. So I think I am the rightful person to go there. Because, in terms of the National Assembly, we need to focus. We need focused people. We need people who have the knowledge, who can at least sit in that assembly and discuss, make our laws that benefit and direct the policy of this country.
Yeah, I mean to say the plans you have
for my people.
For your constituency. Yeah.
Of course, my plans, I told them one time that almost all the time there is a big disconnect between the National Assembly member and the electorates down home. So my plan is to bridge that. The way I would do it is, I have 2 wards in my constituency. I'm going to have a bantaba, a replicate of the National Assembly in these 2 wards. And we'll meet maybe every 3 months, every quarterly. And we will do our discussion, at least so that they can give me a feedback. Because I am not going to say my words at the National Assembly. I want to represent them, so I have to get their views down there, their concerns. this is the way I want to go.
How are you going to make sure that you influence decision in the National Assembly until development reaches your facility?
You see, if you understand governance, the National Assembly directs, because all government budgets are being discussed there and vetted. You understand? That's the place we scrutinize, see the right budget for the right projects. A lot of influx of projects are coming here. When they die with everything. So we have to, at the National Assembly, if I go there, I'll make sure that would change. I would influence and mobilize at least some young National Assembly members, so that at least we can redirect that situation to impact development in our constituencies.
Why are you contesting as an independent rather than contesting on a party ticket? Because most of the candidates from Foni Jarol, they are contesting as an independent. Is it that you don't have confidence in parties?
No, that's not the thing. Actually, I belong to a party, and that party is not allowing us to represent the party because of certain arrangements they made with their alliance. So actually, I feel that I have the support and I have the people, and also we need the right person in the right place. So in that light, the people of Fonijaro feels that I can represent them better, and I have to answer to that call.
Okay. Finally, what do you have for the Gambians at large? Finally,
I'm advising everyone, politics is a seasonal thing. We have this time, and let all unite as Gambians and elect the rightful people into the right places, so that at least in a peaceful manner as well. We are Gambia. We will not allow ourselves to be divided by politicians or politics itself, because we are family. So we have to reunite and go through this process in a peaceful manner, and at the end of the day, we support whoever emerges as the winner.
Before leaving, what makes you unique to stand for your constituency? What makes you unique to stand for your constituency?
Yes, I'm not bragging, but when it comes to community participation, in my constituency, I'm more known, and I participate more in politics and other issues in my constituency. And also, I've taken a lot of projects down there. Like we have a borehole which is funded by one project. It's about 2.8 million. I lobbied that, and I also brought in some milling machines, countless.
Are you ready to stick to your promises? Because you have seen many people, when they are in charge of a position, they will give in all types of promises, but at the end, they will not fulfill even one of them.
Yeah, I have no promise yet. I've said I'm going to represent my people well. That is not a promise. That is duty that I'm going to fulfill.
Every 2 months or 3 months?
Yes, that's my duty, because I don't have to go and speak my mind at the National Assembly. I have to speak the mind of the people I represent. That's what I said.
Out of the several people, several aspirant candidates in your constituency, do you expect to win?
Yes, I'm the favorite. In fact, I'm very much confident.
We have a lot of favorites in your constituency.
Yeah, the time will tell.
The time will tell?
Time will tell.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Jamtande. Ongul hala way hala mi awoni hombo he ko addumaga.
Ko min wiyete Sana, and ko addimi ɗo ko ciwtajo am funejo am Seni Ba, ko on watta contest for an independent candidate. So he's my twin brother.
Oh, mashallah, that's great.
Yes, thank you.
So all saying ko twins brother ma saying homo wadi dari do a constituency Foni Jaro independent. Joni imbe kebe hebe dari to Foni Jaro to hondo yida Foni so saying o hoda mi do wada winde wala wada.
Actually, sa yo dari independent ko holima hore mako. We have wadi groundwork mako o haldi constituency mimbe mako be, and we are confident yes o ganyoto. Inshallah Rabbi.
So on ari nomination no hono du yari dum hawri mo fof wala wadi ko manki.
Ala ko manki fof hawri. Fof kala ko be lamdi fof be gaddi fof hawri alhamdulillah.
O twins ma o sayni si Allah wadi o ganyima. Ko hondo on constituency ma ko damino do way wallu mon.
Comme no haaliri ni rek kanko on haali o wi ko yimɓe ɓe gaddi mo, so si gañima kadi ko yimɓe ɓe o gañani, ko yimɓe ɓe o wallata ma o yewtida e maɓɓe ta luwaji ɗi awa développement mbo ɓe colli o si budget ari ɓe darat ɗon. o yejjita umen o yewtitade mumen ko ɓe paala ko ɗum haalata to député ɓe to eyi
ok a jarama on ngol
thank you very much
No, it's no. You can take his WhatsApp after and
he has even sent it to me. It's here.
Oh, he sent it to you. Okay. Then once approval is given, then we will notify you that it's approved. If it's not approved, we'll tell you to change whatever needs to be changed on it. Because it shouldn't bear the color of any political party. Neither should it be the symbol of any existing political party. Okay? Campaign itinerary? Oh, okay, that's okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
That's it here. That's the symbol and that's the photo. That's the photo and the symbol is scroll down. That's the symbol.
Okay. That's the color. Okay. Mr. Kohli, having gone through your documents, we are pleased to inform you that you've submitted all the documents that are legally required to start this process. Okay? From here, your documents will be placed on the table for the public to come and see. If there is any objection against you, we will notify you. Then you will come and defend yourself. Okay? And then the list of nominees will also be sent inside for verification to make sure that you have 300 valid voters on those documents. If it's less, we will notify you. Okay? Now, in the event, I'm not saying it will, in the event it's less, when you go back to correct it, make sure you ask them whether they've not already nominated somebody else. Because you'll have only 2 days for corrections. Saturday and Sunday. Those are the only 2 days for corrections. So when you go to correct, make sure that you ask them whether they've checked.
So what's the advantage of having more than the required number?
That's perfect. Okay. That's perfect. That's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. But I mean, at times we see people who have more than the number, but when we come to verify, we discover 1 or 2 things. Either it's properly filled, or the candidate may have nominated somebody that came before you. Yes. So that's the risk. So it's always good to have more than enough. Okay. Okay.
Your time. Finally, you submitted your credential to the regional IEC office. Take us through your nomination. And also, let me just make a follow-up. You are a drug officer. Why do you quit that noble profession for politics?
I am from Combo South. I am a native of Combo South. My people have been crying for far too long and they need help. I have studied law. I am called to bar as barrister and solicitor of the Supreme Court of the Gambia. I deem it imperative to resign from the Drug Law Enforcement Agency to go and salvage my people. Yes.
Mr. Philip, you have many candidates in your constituency.
Yes.
What makes you think you're the best candidate?
Because I think I am the most competent one.
How?
How? The qualifications that I have, the experience that I am exposed to, I don't think they don't have those qualifications and experience.
How do you tend to represent your constituency if elected in parliament?
If elected, I intend to come up with policies. Aside from that, I also intend to form a committee or a foundation that I will work with. And this committee will consist of natives from each village or town in Combo South. So it's like I will not go to the National Assembly and vote yes or no. So I'll have to consult those people. So it will be more or less like, participatory development.
It means you're giving power back
to the people, exactly.
Mr. Kohli?
Yes.
You are a drug law enforcement.
That's correct.
Yeah, the officer from there. Huh?
Yes.
What are some of your achievements there first?
My achievement? I've worked with the drug law enforcement for 10 solid years. That alone is an achievement. So it means that I've been serving the Gambia for 10 solid years. And rose through the ranks from NCA 1 constable to assistant superintendent. I've also been
posted at various units of the Drug Law Enforcement Agency, which includes Prosecution and Legal Affairs Office, Gender and Child Welfare Unit. In fact, at some point, I was stationed as a station officer at Wasu DLEAG as an operative.
Yeah, what I'm saying,
yes,
it's important that we know that.
Yes.
What I'm saying, can you just name one thing that you have achieved there, different from what you are saying?
Yes, I have dealt with so many cases. I'm telling you, I work with the Prosecution and Legal Affairs Office. I have dealt with more than 50 cases, I've prosecuted more than 50 accused persons.
Okay, from Combo South,
yes,
you have a lot of, a lot of conflicts there about the golden lead industry.
Yes.
What are your plans?
My plans?
Based on that.
I will go to the neck of National Environmental, Agency, and I will make sure that the environmental laws in place to be implemented. In fact, protection of our environment is on top of my agenda.
So environmental laws were not implemented?
Yes, very well, I will say that, yes.
Mr. Collie,
yes,
you are a barrister and a solicitor.
I'm called to bar as barrister and solicitor. Very well, yes.
You are a wealth of knowledge in terms of law.
Very well.
Our National Assembly has been described as a toothless bulldog. What do you think if you are elected into office, the knowledge you have in law, you will implement it to the best of your ability? What would you do?
Prior to here, standing here, I was working with the Drug Law Enforcement Agency. Every drug law enforcement officer will tell you who Boubacar FM Colley is.
What sort of impact that knowledge law will have in our National Assembly to better serve your people? Because our National Assembly has been described as a toothless bulldog.
National Assembly is a law enacting body. So I study in law. If the law is the Quran, I will tell you I have studied it from Bakara to Nas. So you don't expect me to go to the National Assembly and fail to contribute meaningfully to the development.
But we have lawyers there.
Why are you contesting as an independent rather than via on the party ticket? What really motivates you to do that?
You see, I have not seen any party. Let me make this very clear. I have not seen any party. All I am seeing is the Gambia. I want to unify the entire Gambia. I think Gambia is bigger than any political party. Okay, I don't want to, name names, but recently we've seen that the National Assembly, they are more into party politics than the interests of our country. You understand? Look at the draft constitution, for instance. To me, the draft constitution wasn't a bad constitution, but every parliamentarian, more or less, every parliamentarian at that place were, focusing on the interests of their party. Let us not look at the interests of the party, but the interests of the Gambia.
You touched on the draft constitution.
Yes.
And it's still pending.
Yes.
Do you think that if you are elected,
yes,
you will be able to push that draft constitution?
Very well. It's like the young people that I am seeing vying to become member of parliament. If I am there with them, believe me, we will. How are we going to do it? We're going to, remove those that we do not agree on and then push it forward. Government has spent a lot of money on it, millions of dollars. We should not allow it to go in vain just like that. Yes. Yes.
Congratulations for filing, although you are awaiting the draft.
Thank you, I'm grateful. Yes.
According to section 100 to 102 of the Constitution, you have the functions of the National Assembly are stipulated there, and they are categorized by 4 main functions, which none of the candidates before you were able to mention. Can you give us one of them and tell us how you executing that will impact the life of the people in Combo South, including myself?
Come again. May you repeat that again, please?
Bragging of the law,
yes,
having a law background.
Yes.
From section 100 to section 2 of the Constitution of the Gambia, I read the 1997 Constitution, the functions of National Assembly are stipulated there, and they are categorized into 4. Give us those 4 and tell us how you executing one of them will impact the lives of people in Combo South, including myself.
Okay. Okay, you look at our environmental laws, for instance.
The functions of National Assembly.
Yes. Yes.
Functions of the National Assembly, as per section 100, 101, and 102 of the 1997 Constitution, not the environmental laws, which are acts. That's what I want to mention. You were bragging of having a law background. You should be able to tell us the 4 functions of the National Assembly as per the Constitution.
You see, my brother, I am not here. I'm here to answer questions. But I am not here for you to test my academic intelligence. Yes.
All right.
I help you now. One more. One of it is oversight. You say oversight function. That's one. Two, you have the legislative or lawmaking. The third one is called representation, and the fourth one is called resource allocation. So you, in your oversight function, how would you impact the lives of people in Combo South?
How will I impact the lives of people in Combo South?
Exactly.
Let them just vote for me in the parliament, and they will see.
You have an opportunity. I am one of them.
Yes.
If you are able to convince me, you have my vote.
Well, that's
you
up.
want to squander the opportunity. You want to lose it up.
That's up to you, my brother.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome. All right.
Wait. You have a question.
Mr. Collins, I haven't seen you look very young and then seen other young people out there dragging behind you. What sort of plan do you have for your fellow youth out there? Because some of them might be your enemy. And also we've seen women clapping and running behind you. And what you said here is about you being at the drug law enforcement and you being Attorney General. But what plan do you have for your fellow youth out there and also for the women who are running behind you?
Okay. If you look at the budget allocated to the youths, believe me, it is not sufficient in my view. So if I make it to the parliament, I'll make sure that there is, enough budget for youth and also for women. Okay, you also look at Combo South. Combo South is like heaven in the Gambia because it is one of the most richest constituencies in the country. We are blessed with sun, we are blessed with marine resources, and there are many youth who gain employment as a result of the marine resources or the sea at Combo South. So if our environmental laws are implemented or enforced, believe me, there will be opportunity for more, there will be more job opportunities and more employment for the youth.
Okay, have you seen the women at Combo South? And then what challenges have you seen that the difficulties that they are encountering at Combo South that you think if you are voted into office, you are going to make sure that they don't encounter those obstacles?
Recently, the women at Gunjur, it's like they were asked to leave their gardens. And we all know some of those gardens are mainly their source of income. They were asked to leave that garden for mining. So I will make sure that, bigger gardens are created for women to, to fetch for their economic benefits. Yes.
And finally, what message do you have for your people of Combo South and Gambia by extension?
Yes, the message I have for my people of Combo South, please forget about party politics. Vote based on competence. And for journalists too, do not have a hidden agenda. Sorry. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for coming here after tendering your tendering your document for your nomination to contest as a National Assembly member. From public health officer to politics now. Tell us what really motivates you to become a politician rather than focusing on your health matters, because the country's health sector is in a very critical state.
Okay, thank you very much. As you said, I'm a public health professional, and public health is all about assessment, advocacy, and policy making. And at the National Assembly, this is what we need there right now, because we need to have people who will scrutinize the activities of the Ministry of Health and their various stakeholders. And with that, we can come up with good policies that will improve our healthcare services in the country. Because as of now, things are not promising. Our healthcare services is very, very, very poor. So I think now is the right time, and now is the time for me to be in that house to make sure that we have a better healthcare service in this country.
Mr. So, a double master's holder, if I'm not making a mistake.
Not double masters.
One, huh?
Yeah.
All right. You've served the health sector, not so?
Yes.
What are some of your achievements for the health sector before moving to the politics?
Okay. I thank God because I start at field level. That was BRIKAMA Health Center here, and I served here for 6 to 7 months. Then from there, I was moved to our directorate. So I was opportune to work with the central level, and I was involved in a lot of processes when it comes to development of concept notes, proposal on healthcare services.
Can you clarify those ones?
Yeah, for me personally, I was fortunate to be the first guy who came with this thing, what we call palliative care services in the Gambia. But specifically for children palliative care services. Palliative care services is all about giving support or caring to people with life-limiting condition or chronic conditions.
Okay, now how did that impact on the lives of people?
For now, you know, whatever you are doing, you have to do your need assessment. After doing the need assessment, gaps were identified. We realized that even our healthcare workers don't have the capacity. That was when I trained with my partners 50 healthcare workers in the Gambia, from RVTH to Bansang General Hospital.
I have two pending questions. But my first question, let me start with that. Why do you contest as an independent candidate rather than contesting on a ticket? Do you think that by contesting as an independent candidate, you will be able to serve your people? Could you explain that? Why?
Thank you very much. You see people behind me, all of them are saying Mans is the right person and Mans is the people choice. So no retreat. I have to do this for my people, and what I'm saying now is the time. So I have to take this opportunity, even without the NPP ticket. But the interest is national interest, not party interest. And I'm here for my people, and I believe that I will make the changes that I want to do at the National Assembly.
There are not a lot of enough health policies in our system. What do you think if you are nominated and luckily you declare as a winner? What will be your first priority for the policies that will make sure that it is put or considered by the parliament? What will be that policy that will push forward?
Yeah, if you said we have no policies in our healthcare services, I will not take that. We have policies. The problem is the implementation. And one of the functions of the National Assembly is to scrutinize the activities of the Ministry of Health and other various stakeholders.
All right,
so with
Mr.
that,
So, we move on to BRIKAMA South. What are some of the problems in BRIKAMA South that you wanted to advocate for to be solved?
Yeah, BRIKAMA South in general, we have a lot of problems.
Yeah, you can name them.
One of the problems that I will start with is poor healthcare services. Another problem is my own community and the surrounding communities. 500 meters away from my house, there is a military occupation of the Senegalese force. That thing is never said at the National Assembly, and we have representatives at the National Assembly. A village called Dimbaya were unable to have electrification benefits because of the same border problem. What is the government waiting for? What is our representative doing there? So those are the things that I want to. Environmental sanitation is another problem. Today people are crying, saying Bakote dump site, Bakote dump site. Do you know there is a big dump site over here around Chiti, Tambane? Go there, it is not fenced, it's exposed, and the worst thing is our main source of water supply in BRIKAMA here, the borehole is at that place. Contamination can easily occur, and the public will suffer. It is a public health risk. The other thing is about our market. BRIKAMA market. You can go to Basse and say, yes, we have a market, but not here in BRIKAMA. And the saddest thing is, those people responsible, do you know what are they doing? When we are into politics, they will just go out and concrete without constructing water channels. What do you expect? Flood will occur.
How did that, how would that impact on people's life? Yes.
Our mothers are crying every day because of this market. Even to access the health center, you cannot because of the market.
Mr. So, just to take you back, you mentioned the healthcare system, which you say is a great problem for the people of your constituency, and I can say the Gambia at large. If you were elected, how do you intend to tackle those issues? You mentioned many issues here, besides the dump site and the market and something else. But
borders.
Is it your responsibility to take care of those things? And if yes, how do you intend to tackle those issues?
Yeah, you know, representation is all about doing what your people are asking you to do. Because if I'm elected, the first thing to do is to set up a committee and have my office. In that committee will give me reports on our security, on our border issues, lands and border, on our environment, on our healthcare service. But I have expertise in healthcare services. So with that, I will know what to do. Our problem here in the Gambia is the implementation. We have the policies.
So are you promising your people that you will work hard and hard out to make sure that those things are implemented for a better health?
The most important thing to do here is to fight corruption in this country.
How do you intend to do that?
People who are implementing our activities don't care. And the people who are representing us at the National Assembly don't know about it. So if you don't know about it, how can you do something? Your findings will be wrong and your leading will be backward.
We have so many aspiring candidates in your constituency, and there was a person serving before the nomination comes this year. Do you think he has not done enough and you can step in and do better than him?
The saddest thing is, I'm very sorry for my brother. What I can tell him is, let him withdraw his nomination or let him ask his party to do something about him.
Do you think you are the best candidate for the constituency?
I think and I believe that I'm the best candidate and I will win 80%.
Why? Why do you think you are the best candidate for the constituency?
Here, I know our problems. I'm a youth. I have the expertise also at central level. I know what is happening. So I can easily go with that to the National Assembly and make sure that my people are well represented. Not only my people, but the Gambia in general. National interest comes first.
So time is not on our side. Okay. Just this final question. You mentioned a lot of things that you will do when you are voted into office. I know you cannot do them all at once, but what will be your first priority during your 100 days in office? Thank you.
Improvement of our healthcare services in the Gambia.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Please sign these two for me. Sign and date. Thank you. And we are pleased to state that you've submitted all the documents that you're legally required to submit. Okay. Now that's why we are giving you this copy to show you everything that you've copied, you've submitted. You have a copy, we have a copy. Okay, so that's why it's the duplicates. So you will have this copy, we have our own. In the event we need to reference anything, that's what we're going to use. Okay. Then we issuing you with a receipt of your nomination that we've received it. not yet acceptance, receipt. From here, all your documents will be placed on the table for anybody to come and see. If there's any objection between now and the close of work, we will notify you, and you will need to come back and clarify if there are any queries. If that doesn't happen, your papers have already been sent in to the verification team. They will verify all your nominees to make sure that you have 300. That's what's required, 300. Okay? If you have more than that, it's okay. But in the event they check and it's less, we will notify you immediately. You have 2 days set aside for corrections. That's Saturday and Sunday. So you can go back to your people and look for these extras. But if you have to do that, please always ask them this question, whether they have already nominated somebody or not. Because if it comes here, it will be rejected again. Yeah, that's why we have the whole team of verifying inside. We're verifying every single entry that comes in. Okay, so make sure. We hope everything goes through. But in the event, make sure you ask them the question that they've not nominated any other person. Now the last one is a receipt for the money that you've given us. It's still your money. We would love to claim it, but it's yours. But if you're coming for it, you must bring us what belongs to us, and that's this one. Okay. So keep it properly.
No problem.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
And for the code of conduct that you've signed,
yes,
it's just the guidelines of rules and regulations guiding the campaign.
Yes.
And we trying to make sure you abide by them during the campaign.
I will.
So, because if you happen to violate any of them, that can have some implications on you. Exactly. Thank you so much. Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you.
And wish you all the best.
Thank you.
Okay.
Sir, can you introduce yourself first?
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين الحمد لله رب العالمين. My name is Saliu Bari. I'm from Block Village, Fonyi Berefet District. The reason why I want to improve the development of my district, that's the motive behind everything.
All right. What are some of your plans you have for the people of Fonyi Berefet when you happen to have that office?
My plans are, one, I've already discussed with my youths. That is one. I'm going to empower the youths and the women as well, because already I know the problems of youths and women in my constituency. So that is one. On skill, because there are a lot of school dropouts, and I spoke with a lot of them to try to do skill development so that they can be role model tomorrow, and then the women too as well.
Most of your opponents mentioned security issues. Why you didn't mention that?
Security, to be honest, I will not elaborate much on that, because there are people responsible for security. So my concern is my people, to improve them so that their life can be improved, and then we move forward. So the security also, there are people responsible for that. If I say here I'm going to remove the security in Fonyi, maybe I'm trying to play a drama. So the best thing is, I know the security are there to save our lives and properties. So those who are there, they know their rights and they know what they are there for. So I cannot say anything about the security issue as of now. The only thing I'm concerned is my people, and I know the security are taking good care of them in my constituency, and I know the problems they are facing, and that's the problem I'm going to fight for them, so that I bring something what they need.
You say youths are your concern, not only you alone, even the government. Youths is their concern, because a lot of youths are unemployed. They are without no work. Even the government cannot achieve all that. How do you think you will be able to push the agenda of the youths to make sure that the government intervenes?
The reason why I say that, because one, if they create the skill training centers, and the youths who are or dropouts from school, they can go and do the training. And in my agenda also, there are institutions who train students like dropouts, but the problem is the money is the problem. So most of them cannot afford the fee to go to this tertiary institution. So my task will be, if I enter the assembly, I will discuss, I will debate with the Ministry of Youth and Sport so that they can reduce the cost of unskilled training people, so that everybody who is a dropout can have chance to go to these tertiary schools and learn skills.
You mentioned a lot of problems, and I know you cannot solve them all at once. But what will be your first priority during your 100 days in office on my side, finally?
That is the youth employment. My number one target will be the youth employment. The youth employment will be my number one target.
Okay, Mr. Saliu, what have you done for your people, or what have you been doing for them, which motivated you to go again for this position?
First of all, I'm a nurse by profession. There's a clinic I coordinate, and I got sponsored in my village. And it's like every weekend when I'm down to my village, I do go there to help. And then every holiday, I do spend all my holiday in the clinic. So basically, from Bullock to Jalokoro, Fonyi Berefet, they all knew me at the clinic in Bullock. That's number one. Number two, I've been working with the youth. I'm the sports secretary for our district for more than 20 years now. And number three, I'm also a secretary to a party that betrayed me. That's why I stand as an independent candidate.
Which party?
The APRC party. I was the secretary general from 1996 to date. So the selection was not fair to me, and I decided to turn my seat back and stand as an independent candidate.
And finally, on my side, you say you are a nurse by profession. Why do you quit that noble professor and join politics?
I see politics is also my second career, because I've been in politics for almost 15 years now, and I know I will serve both services if God willing, because it's not every day I will go to the assembly. So there are times when they don't have sittings, you will not go to the house. So I love my profession, honestly, and I know I will not quit it, because I know at the assembly I'm not going there every day. So there are times when they are sitting, I will go. Where I am not sitting, I will go to the village, because it's my job and I like to do it.
Thank you.
How confident are you going to win?
Repeat?
How confident are you that you are going to win?
I'm 100% confident I will win, because the youths are behind me, the women are behind me. So every village from Block to Jalokoto, wherever you stand, you call my name, Saliu Barry, maybe more than 10 people will come out and say, I know him. Where do you know him? They say, at the clinic in Bullock. So that put me through, so that I say, my people, this is Saliu Barry you know yesterday, and Saliu Barry you know tomorrow, and the Saliu Barry you will know tomorrow also. I have that confidence, 100%, God willing, I will win, inshallah.
Just one quick question.